Welcome everybody to the Ecolinguists channel and welcome to another Romance Languages Mutual Intelligibility Challenge. My name is Norbert, and in this episode we're going to test mutual intelligibility between Spanish and Romanian. Before we move on to the challenges, let's meet our guests.
Hola, soy Carlos, soy de Puerto Rico. Es una isla en el Caribe. Soy ingeniero y educador en el campo de la ciencia y tecnología. Me gusta viajar y ver películas extranjeras. Y me gusta poder reconocer los idiomas y las palabras, pues, lo más posible de otro idioma.
Bună ziua, mă cheamă Dan, sunt original din România, mă pasionează limbile străine și tot ce ține de a descoperi și tot ce ține de a studia limbi străine, culturi străine, pentru că cred că toți venim împreună într-o armonie completă când ne înțelegem unii pe alții.
Great. Welcome guys to the show. Now we can jump into the challenges. For each challenge, you are going to be deciphering words based on hints given to you in a language that you haven't formally studied before. Remember that throughout the challenges, you can only use your native languages to communicate. Is that right? Are you guys ready?
Yep, ready.
Da, mulțumim.
Let's start with the Spanish word first.
Es un animal, se conoce por su pelo largo y cola. Históricamente lo han usado para la guerra, la agricultura, deportes y transportación. Le ponen zapatos de hierro, hecho por un herrero. Para algunos eventos le hacen trenzas en el pelo. Antes de que se inventara el automóvil, lo utilizaban como medio de transportación. Le ponen una silla en el lomo para las personas estar más cómodas al montarlo. Son herbívoros, pero se conocen por comer heno. Y su fuerza es usada como medida de la potencia de un carro o un automóvil. Puede ser diferentes colores, como blanco, pinto, marrón o negro. Y en algunas ciudades se pueden ver jalando una carreta con turistas.
Cred că mi-am dat seama ce animal este un animal.
Sí, correcto.
Este un animal mare, voluminos, animal care are 4 picioare.
Es grande.
Da. Animal care a fost folosit înainte de automobile.
Creo que sí. Que se usaba antes del automóvil.
Da, da.
Ok.
Cred că e animalul ăsta. Cal.
Creo que sí.
Yes, that is correct, Dan. So it's cal, which means horse in Romanian.
Yeah.
What about Spanish word? How do you say horse in Spanish?
Caballo.
Caballo. Yes. So it seems like the Romanian word is a shorter version of that, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But then was it easy for you to get that it was all about the horse?
He mentioned some keywords that I made a connection with. So he mentioned the automobile, and basically,
Okay.
I think he said that before automobiles, you are using horses. Then it's a large animal that, what did he say? Used also in wars, I think. Then he said that some of these pull carriages, some like this animal, it can be used to pull like carriages for tourists and stuff like that. So those were the keywords that kind of were similar. Like car is carriage in Romanian, and I think he used a similar word in Spanish.
Carreta.
Carreta, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's similar. And then the animal is pulling that. So I put all together and it made sense.
Good. What about the word for war in Romanian?
Război.
Okay, război. So you got it from something
I got
else.
it from some general, I think, guerra. That's
Guerra. Mhm.
right. But you said that it's used in war, right?
Yes.
It used to be. Mhm.
Yeah, it used to be used in wars and agriculture and other
I think
transportation.
two scenarios that actually clicked with me was the automobile, because he mentioned before automobiles you had horses, and the carreta thing, like it's pulling carriages. So
Great.
I think those were key to me.
Great. That's interesting. So I think we are ready to move on to the Romanian word now, right? Let's go and see.
Cuvântul este ciocan. Ciocan este o unealtă pe care poți să o cumperi la supermarket. Este un instrument care îl folosești, care îl ai în casă și îl folosești să bați cuie, să fixezi lucruri. Are un mâner și are un cap. Deci are două elemente care vin împreună. Unul e metal, celălalt e lemn. Mișcarea care folosești este de sus în jos când bați un cui și trebuie să ai grijă să nu-ți lovești. Uneori te lovești când îl folosești. Cine îl folosește sunt fierarii care folosesc un ciocan mai greu să bată cuie.
Esto es una herramienta.
Un ce?
Herramienta es algo que se utiliza en la casa, en la cocina.
Se folosește și în casă, poți să-l folosești și să construiești o casă. Deci folosești în mai multe locații. În construcții.
Pero, para construir.
Da. Dar e o unealtă manuală.
Ok, se usa para manualidades, para hacer algo con tus manos.
Cu mâna folosești. Da.
Es pequeño.
Da. Pequeño înseamnă mic sau mare. E mediu.
Y está hecho de dos materiales, madera y metal.
Metal, da, două materiale. Unul e metal și unul e lemn. Lemn care îl iei din arbore, din copac. Lemn.
Lemn viene de árboles o puede ser madera.
Probabil.
Madera. Okay.
Probabil. Nu știu. Yeah.
Es algo que se usa para cortar.
No.
Se usa para cortar o para pegar.
Îl folosești să construiești.
Se usa para construir. Ok. Creo que tengo una idea. Si se usa para construir y está hecho de madera y metal, tengo una idea, creo.
Arată.
Esta es mi adivinanza. Martillo. Oh.
Yes, this is correct.
Is it? Okay.
Martillo is a hammer in Spanish.
Yes.
So
Okay,
that is the correct answer. And Dan, how do you say that in Romanian?
Ciocan.
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 It's a completely different word. Carlos,
Sí.
so how did you arrive at this idea?
Well, the word chocan, I feel like he mentioned a word similar to that in one of the sentences. And chocar is in a word similar. Chocar is when something hits each other. So that word, and then when he said it was made out of two materials, I understood that one was metal because that was a very easy word to understand. But the other one, I assumed it was wood, so it was between either a knife or a hammer. And he mentioned the supermarket, so that's why I thought it was a knife. But when he mentioned it was something for construction, then I think I narrowed it down to the hammer.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it seems like the more context you get, the more clues you get, the clearer it becomes, right?
Yeah, I understood it was a tool and that it had two materials, so that helped a lot. But many tools have two materials, so it's very hard to find out which one.
Yeah, so let's try that for another round, which is going to be focusing on the Spanish word again. So let's go.
Es un objeto que se usa muchos, es un juego que se usa en muchos juegos, pero no en todos los juegos. En la antigüedad estaba hecho de hueso, pero en tiempo moderno está hecho de plástico o madera. Puede tener muchos lados, pero comúnmente tiene 6 lados. Muchas veces se usa un vaso o envase para moverlo antes de tirarlo. Se lanza para determinar quién empieza el juego o para tomar decisiones. El resultado de un lanzamiento se utiliza en muchos juegos de azar o casino para determinar un ganador.
Deci este făcut din... materialul e făcut din plastic acum?
Sí, ahora se construye o se hace de madera. Oh, perdón, sí, de plástico o madera.
Și în antichitate era folosit?
En antigüedad estaba hecho de hueso.
Nu știu ce înseamnă hueso. Ce îl folosești în casă? Acasă? Folosești?
Oh, no creo.
În mașină? Când mergi cu mașina?
No.
Pe stradă?
Es algo que se utiliza en juegos.
Trebuie să-mi explici juegos, că nu înțeleg ce înseamnă juegos.
Juegos son, hay cosas como juegos de mesa, donde tienes un tablero y utilizas esta pieza que tiene 6 lados. Tiene muchos lados.
Este folosit în casino?
Sí, se utiliza en casino. En algunos juegos, no en todos.
Nu cred că... Deci este folosit în casino. Este folosit unul sau două?
Tiene números en cada lado. Este objeto tiene muchos lados y en cada lado tiene números.
Am înțeles numere, dar nu știu dacă numerele sunt pe obiect. Deci, cred că am o idee. Stai să vedem. Nu sunt sigur. Zar means die, like dice, you know.
Dice,
Yeah,
yes. Or zaruri, dice.
Zaruri means 2.
2. Ah, okay. Oh, 2.
Zar
So,
e 1. Is 1.
okay, interesting.
Oh, okay.
So we're
Because
going to get to
he
that.
mentioned 1, right? He mentioned only 1.
So we are going to get to it in a second. But first,
Yeah.
Carlos, how do you say dice in Spanish?
So this is the plural. So dados.
Oh, okay.
Dados, yes.
Y one dado would be just dado, D-A-D-O.
Yes, done. So you got it in the end. You were
Good job.
struggling a little bit. You were struggling a little bit. So Dan, what helped you reach that conclusion?
What helped me was the keyword was in antiquity it was made out of a certain material. I didn't understand what, but I assumed bone. And then she said plastic. So it's like, okay, so it's something that was used long time ago and they're still using today. Then she said casinos. Okay, it's like, it's not roulette because they didn't use roulette in the antiquity. But I kind of had an idea it could be, because then he mentioned only 1. So I'm like, okay, if it's dice, should be 2. but he was describing just as one entity, not as having two of them. And then he mentioned numbers. He didn't say anything being like a cube or any kind of, like shape like that. Yeah. He didn't mention that. I think probably if he would have said cube, I would been like right away. It's like, oh, okay. But I had to pick keywords, and that's the connection I made. Like antiquity, now it's plastic. Now it's used in casinos. Because I asked him, are you using it in the house? I don't know if he understood that, but he said casinos. Yeah.
At one point, you asked me something, and I thought the way I understood it was you were asking me if it was used for war or for hunting.
No,
but maybe
because hunting in Spanish is cazar, right?
Oh, that's why. Okay, I said in Romania is a casa. It's in your home, and casa is house, right?
Yes, and in Spanish as well, casa is a house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are some key words that you missed, which would reveal the word to you immediately, and those words were a board game, right? How do you say a board game in Romanian?
I don't think we say board game. We just say game, which is joc.
Joc, yeah. And how do you say that in Spanish?
Yeah, game would be juego, and then a board game, sometimes we call it juego de mesa. So a game for the table, a table game.
Yeah, mesa probably would have helped because we say masa in Romanian. Like table is masa.
Yeah, very, very similar. And the word for bone in Romanian?
Romanian os.
Os. And in Spanish?
Hueso.
Yeah, so it's the pronunciation
Very
is
similar.
a bit different. Yeah, it's just like when you hear it in a sentence, sometimes it's difficult to make out single words.
Yeah.
Great. Let's move on to another round. And this time we're going to be focusing on the Romanian word again.
Ok. Voi vorbi despre o insectă mică, foarte mică. Nu poate să zboare, nu are aripi, dar sare. Locuiește pe animale și face pisicile sau câinii sau orice animal inconfortabil când au insecta pe ei. Sunt cunoscuți pentru că mușcă și se hrănesc cu sânge și le e bine când stau într-un loc cald și umed. Chiar dacă nu zboară, chiar dacă n-au aripi, poate să sară foarte sus pentru mărimea lor. Femelele depun ouă după ce se hrănesc cu sânge pe animal. Și când le ai o mâncărime, te mănâncă. Deci se scarpină tot timpul, câinele sau pisica se scarpină când au acest animal, această insectă. Și ca să scapi de insectă, trebuie să cumperi șampoane sau să pun și speli și scapi de insectă.
So entiendo que es un insecto muy pequeño.
Da.
Este insecto puede volar.
Nu poate să zboare, nu.
No puede volar. Y es muy fuerte para su tamaño. ¿Es fuerte o...?
Nu știu ce înseamnă. E insectă pe animal.
Y este animal siempre está como solo o hay muchos de ellos?
Insecte, multe insecte.
Múltiple, ok.
Pe animal se fac multe insecte și se scarpină tot timpul animalul. Animalul nu-i place.
A este animal le gusta las cosas dulces. Sí, come azúcar.
Deci, cuvântul este despre o insectă care locuiește pe un animal. Și poate să sare de la un animal la alt animal. Insecta.
Oh. Vive en animales y puede saltar de un animal a otro.
Da.
Ok. So es muy pequeño y puede saltar.
și sare de la un animal la altul. Da. Și sunt foarte multe și fac animalul foarte inconfortabil.
Ok. Creo que tengo una idea.
Ok?
Una pulga?
Pulga.
Yes, this is correct. Pulga means flea.
Flea. Yeah.
Pulga means flea in Spanish. So how is that going to be in Romanian, Dan?
Purice.
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 Yes. So, Carlos, how was it for you?
It was actually pretty hard. It was easy to understand that it was an insect, and I think I asked him if it could fly, and he said no, it could not fly. So for a long time, I thought it was an ant, but he kept mentioning something about animals, and I couldn't understand what he was meaning until he said a word that sounded like it moves from one animal to the other, and it makes them uncomfortable. So that's when I thought, well, a flea or a tick would be the other option. But since I asked him if it could jump, he said yes, and I assumed it was a flea, una pulga.
So a keyword here would be to jump, right? Jumping would be a keyword for a flea. So how do you say jump in Romanian, Dan?
Sare.
So it's kind of close to saltar.
Saltar, yeah.
Saltar, yeah.
We also say brincar. It's another way to say jumping.
Well, saltar. So if I do it and I help in the jump, we call it salt. So there is a connection.
Oh, okay.
And in gymnastics, when they jump, like as a human, we say salt. So saltar would be similar.
So there was a clear connection there. Great. So
yeah.
It worked out pretty well, I must say. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to participate in future episodes, the registration form is linked down below and is displayed somewhere on the screen. So you can go directly there and sign up.